We call this the receiving mode, or the art of allowing, not the art of making it happen, or the figuring out how, where, when, who. That freedom, growth, and joy thing, that triad of intentions that we've talked about for a very long time, the basis of your life is absolute freedom. You're so free that you can choose bondage. The quest, the goal, what you came for, is that joyous, receptive mode, in the moment, delicious awareness of life unfolding. And the result of that, the result of all of it, is all of this expansion. But sometimes you get that triad of intentions just a little lopsided, and you're on the growth end of it. Growth, growth, growth. And we want you to just put all of the emphasis, not just most of it, all of the emphasis on the joy of it. The joy of understanding, the joy of knowing about the vortex, the joy of concepts unfolding within you, the joy of the details of life, even the joy of the clarifying contrast. Can you feel just the slight distinction that we're making here? Because you are emphasizing your state of joy, but there's also a state of frustration as you are wanting to accomplish your vortex. That's what it is. You're wanting to accomplish your vortex, and we want you to allow your vortex to accomplish. Your vortex is accomplished. You accomplished your vortex without even knowing you did. And you can accomplish the receiving mode by looking for joyful thoughts without trying to dissect the vortex. Can you feel what we're getting at? Those are the rudimentary understandings that we're wanting to give you. In other words, your vortex has come about because of all of the living that you've been living. And it far exceeds its manifested version. We mean there's so much potential for joyous witnessing, to get to witness the results of what you've put there. And now you're tuning yourself to allow yourself to witness what's there. Because you said, I know what's there, but you can feel the frustration that you've not yet witnessed it. But that frustration about not yet witnessing what you know is there is the thing that slows it all down. Trying too hard, too much efforting. You never stop asking. None of you ever stop asking. And Source never stops answering. Just because there are no words being exchanged doesn't mean that there's a huge amount of asking and answering going on. Most of what you come to know doesn't even come through a dialogue like this. You just live life, and the understanding comes to you through the way life unfolds. But when you and we put some words behind what you've been living and feeling, then there is an understanding. Then there's a solidifying of knowing, which for the most part, its only benefit is that then you get to consciously witness the unfolding. Your life is unfolding in exact relationship to what your vibrational output is all the time. But to vibrate consciously, to broadcast consciously, and then to witness the universal response to your conscious broadcasting, that's what you came for. So that's what we meant earlier when we said what's in your vortex is much more general than it is specific. So much in your vortex that you're, for whatever reason, not ready to articulate that you care about or that you want. There are all kinds of specifics that will exactly answer essence of desire, but humans are so ready to go for the specifics instead of keep active the essence of the desire that they want to see it, hear it, smell it, taste, and touch it rather than feel it. That's why when we say to you, let the universe surprise and delight you, and you might think, oh, I thought you said I was a deliberate creator. How can I be surprised if I'm the deliberate creator of my own reality? And we say, because you have set forth this general tone of how you want to feel, and the universe will find endless ways to support that essence that your vortex has established. But when you become more specific than your vibrational practice allows you to be, then you get frustrated. That's why we say, if you could just be happy about being happy, and not need an explanation about why you're happy. Your friend sees you, how are you? I'm so happy. Why? What? Why are you so happy? And then you start feeling a need to justify your happiness instead of just accept the naturalness of it. I'm happy because I'm not doing anything to mess it up. That's why. I haven't complained to anybody today. I haven't criticized anybody today. I haven't beat up on myself. I haven't worried about anything today. I haven't poked around in things that aren't any of my business. I didn't get on Facebook, or we like to call it Nosebook. I didn't get on Nosebook today. We're not only saying that, but if there are specific desires that feel sluggish and aren't showing themselves to you, that's the reason. And if you'll go back to the general essence of them, which you can accomplish right away, then you'll stop blocking. It comes back into this thing, and we know you don't think you're doing it, but it comes back to this first thing that we talked about, of wanting something and noticing that it hasn't come into manifestation yet. And just that notice adds enough resistance to it that you don't let yourself get into the receptive mode of it. So stepping back into a more general place of why you want it. You don't have to own anything to have the universe yield everything to you. The universe just works things out in such a nice way. That's the cooperative components. That's the way everything works. This vortex knows, and it's all managed at this precise, knowing basis. And so the distinction that we want to make in all of this is that as you, and you are, a lot of you are, as you get frequently into the receiving mode, hear this, not for the reason of receiving something, but because that's your natural state of being, that's where you feel the best, then you allow yourself to be the receiver with less consternation, less effort, less struggle, and less contrast. Things are always working out for you. What we want to emphasize here is that in contrast, there is always value, because in contrast, there is a launching of rockets forward. That really is the point that we're wanting to make here, because so many people, when they hear us talking about contrast, then they look around at people who have lived hard lives that have come out of it, and then they regret the happy childhood that they lived. So what we're really saying to you is, it is not necessary to struggle hard and have strong contrast in order for things to work out for you. You get what we're getting at? It's all right for you to want that car. It's all right for you to want. You do not have to justify it. Esther can look to a couple of examples in her recent life where some contrasting things have brought a lot of clarity. And she wants to say, I guess I needed that contrasting experience for the clarity. And we want to say, clarity is always a good thing, but you don't need strong contrasting things to bring clarity. So when we talk about how things are always working out for you, it always works out for you. We're just wanting to take any idea that you need to suffer in contrast in order to move forward out of your picture, because you do not. We know we've been teaching the science of deliberate creation, and we know we've been encouraging you to write a new story and to tell it the way you want it to be, and so many of the things that you're doing are because of wanting to be a deliberate creator. But these days, what we are emphasizing is be a deliberate receiver. Because it's the same question again. All that we're talking about is the same question. And that question is, I think I've got stuff in my vortex and I'm trying to get it out. And what we'd rather hear you say is, I know I've got stuff in my vortex and I'm going to live happily ever after. I know I've got stuff in my vortex and I'm going to happily let it show itself to me, rather than trying to figure out or orchestrate it. You see, we love you so much. We love you so much, but you are control freaks. And there is so much that you can't control. But what you can control, if you can hear us and believe us and trust when we say, you have put all of your desires into your vortex and they are well known. They are known by the universe at large. They are known by source within you. They are known. And your work is just to be as happy and as free and as easy and as much wind blowing through your hair as possible, So that as those ideas come, the ideas themselves are manifestations that delight you, not the path to getting to something that you believe will delight you. That's the distinction. Each idea as it comes is the nugget that you're looking for. It's the new breath of life that you're looking for. That's why we say every day is a new phase of life. New thoughts that are coming. So don't try to think your way into your successful, ongoing future experience. Just feel your way by acknowledging your happiness and your clarity. And let yourself be the receiver of it, not the dictator of it or the orchestrator of it. And we know these words sound like they are flying in the face of you are the deliberate creator of your experience. And we mean for it to be that way. Because while you are the creator of your own experience, the way, if we were standing in your physical shoes, that we would deliberately create is we would understand law of attraction, and you do, and we would understand the vortex, and you do, and we would understand what happy means, and you do, and we'd get happy, and then we'd watch what comes next. Because the questions, you've already asked them. You've already done the asking. You've done enough asking to keep yourself busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. You've done the asking. Now it's time to cash in your chips. And you do that by getting happy, not by scrutinizing. Feel the difference between an idea exploding in your mind and feeling like you're looking for an idea. Looking for an idea is not being in the receiving mode. An idea exploding in your mind is evidence of being in the receiving mode. Here it is. Looking for the idea is the same thing as looking for the manifestation before you feel good. Because the idea that explodes is a manifestation too. This is really strong, important clarification. So when people say, what are you doing? What are you thinking about? Being happy. Or when an idea explodes and you happily explain, I now know what I want to do. That's a whole different thing. But looking for the idea so that you can feel that way, that's not being there. We want you to let the specifics show themselves to you. We want you to be the realizer of them. Which almost says, don't ask us any questions because we're going to give you really vague answers about how to get in the receiving mode so that you can receive, because words don't teach anyway. Surprising, isn't it? We blab a lot under those conditions. But that was a nugget. That's something important. Just feel the subtle but important difference between how you feel when you're talking about your dream and how you feel about something when you call it your goal. Or how you feel about something when you call it your dream and how you feel about it when you call it your responsibility. Something that you're dreaming about, because think about when a dream comes, that's a manifestation. You got to be in a good place even to be able to dream a dream. And so keeping the dream alive is keeping the dream alive by nurturing the vibration that allows it is really what deliberate creating is about. Keeping the feeling of it alive, the dream of it, the good feeling dream of it, not needing the manifestation, keeping the good feeling dream of it alive, because there isn't anything that anybody wants. Pile of money, relationship, circumstance, event. There isn't anything anyone wants that isn't for the reason that they believe they will feel better when they have it. And so when you capture the dream of it, you've done all the work. And then it has to show up. And you're going to find it a little funny when it showing up becomes less and less relevant because the dream is so good. What are you doing, dreaming? Where are you going? Don't care. More good, more good, more good. It's just a steady stream of wonderful things unfolding in my life experience. And then when you start saying my life is always good, what's next? Oh, more good stuff. Be more specific. Don't want to be. It'll show itself to me. So the operative word here is momentum. And keeping a dream alive by caring about how you feel is the path to the momentum, that is the path to the joyous unfolding, that is the path to all of the, hear it, irrelevant manifestation.